Denver Broncos just get a massive gift in the AFC. Other than the Chiefs pulling out a victory over the Baltimore Ravens, today could not have gone better for Broncos fans. And if you have not given up on the Broncos yet, it helps me in the algorithm out a ton if you would smash that like and subscribe button. So totally agreeing with what Sire Bettinger said here, that I watched today's matchups with just a sense of hate in my heart for the Chargers and the Chiefs and the Raiders, and we got two of the three dropping in pretty dramatic and crushing fashion. So the craziest one to me was the fact that you have these Chargers who everyone has said are like, hey, Justin Herbert has rounded a corner. Justin Herbert's about to set NFL history by not throwing picks in 10 consecutive road games. Goes out and throws a pick almost immediately. Justin Herbert, he's getting to play against a rookie quarterback in his first start. This Chargers defense is unbelievable, right? They're going to just dominate. And then on top of that, you have like the only offensive weapon on that entire Giants team, Malik Neighbors, tears ACL, and still you have the Chargers go down in just like a horrible fashion that you have pressure in Herbert's face the entire time. This Giants team has not been good. Like, we just take a look here. They let the Dallas Cowboys drop 40 points on them. And then today, the Chargers can't even score 19 points on them with all of the weapons that Herbert has, with like Herbert being this new gunslinger that everyone says is like the league MVP. The Chargers started a Charger about 4 weeks earlier than I predicted, but I told you, like, I did not see them winning the AFC West. I still don't see it. And for them to go and do all of that work to beat all three AFC West opponents in a row, back to back to back like that, to then just go and lose on the road to a rookie quarterback is just like icing on the cake. A phenomenal day. In addition to that, we're not cheering for anyone getting hurt, but massive news that we have to share is that we know that at the start of their season, they lost their starting tackle, so they had to move Joe Alt into that position. He has a high ankle sprain. They're saying that, you know, if the MRI comes back perfect, he's at least going to miss the next 3 weeks, but it could be up to a couple of months for him to come back from that. We know they're going on and playing the Commanders, who kind of have their back against the wall. The Chargers are not winning this division, you guys, and I'm more confident of that after watching that entire game. My son Judah and I watched that whole game because we had a rooting interest, and they just didn't scare me. They didn't look like the same level of intensity, and that is the difference between Sean Payton, like winning games that you're supposed to win. Harbaugh does not do that. Absolutely love that. So then, in addition to that, we see just a pretty crazy thing in the Baltimore Ravens, were the team that really scared me the most going into this season. That was the team that I was like honest with the viewers of, like, I don't see the Broncos going to Baltimore and winning a road playoff game. Like, they looked like an absolutely terrifying team. But what we're seeing is, like, Andrew Mason did a great great job in pointing this out, that like every year there's a team we all are afraid of, that we all talk all season long about being Super Bowl teams, who just aren't. And the Ravens defense is not what it used to be. And you just saw Patrick Mahomes carve that defense up. And we haven't seen Patrick Mahomes in that offense be fantastic. And so to me, that's an indictment on the Ravens defense just not being that good whatsoever. In addition to that, they now have 7 starters who are hurt on defense, and then it looks like Lamar Jackson's probably going to be out 2 or 3 weeks. So their season is truly in jeopardy. And the AFC West is just, and the AFC just in general, is all open. We are now, if we take care of business tomorrow night, which we're going to, I'm telling you we're going to, Sean Payton has a history. Every game that we are supposed to win and we're supposed to run away with, we run away with it. Like, say what you want about like him against teams above 500 or him against playoff teams. There's not a time where we fall for a trap game, and it's not starting this week. I can tell you that. But if we go and win this game, we're just a game and a half behind the Chargers, with them still coming to Denver, knowing that they get more and more hurt each and every week. And then you're just talking about a couple of teams over us who are at 3-1 in Pittsburgh, Indy, and the Chargers and the Jaguars. And we get a chance to play the Jaguars. We kind of know that Pittsburgh is kind of like a little bit of fool's gold, that Aaron Rodgers doesn't really scare you, and they're playing Carson Wentz, and that's not the scary Vikings team that it looked to be. So if the Denver Broncos take care of things tomorrow, we can all hop back on the don't panic bandwagon. But it is disappointing how many people have started panicking. This week is evidence to you that it is really hard to win on the road, even in a game you're supposed to win. So the Broncos played 2 undefeated teams on the road, and we're leading the entire fourth quarter and lost in walk-off field goals, and yet people are jumping off of the bandwagon saying like, oh, this team is cooked. It is hard to win on the road, and the Broncos won the entire fourth quarters. In this game against the Chargers against the Giants, the Chargers didn't lead the entire game, whereas the Broncos led the entire fourth quarter about both times. But I'm going to get off of that. The other great news that we got here is just I was a little bit scared with especially that road win for the Raiders against the Patriots. I'm like, oh, we really need to sweep the Raiders this year. I'm back to thinking that is going to happen. Geno Smith just isn't him, seeing that he has thrown 6 interceptions already in this season, and it barely just begun. Seeing him throw some horrible picks today, seeing some very bad fumbles, and just seeing that the Raiders also lost their starting left tackle in this game, and then lost a pretty big heartbreaker. And their schedule over these next couple weeks is brutal. They're going to Indianapolis Colts, and so they could be in a position here in just a few weeks where they are already out of contention for the division and probably playing for picks and playing for the future. This is where, like, getting a Genti when they had all of the needs that they had was just not the move. Like, he might be a generational running back, but the Raiders needed so much help, especially on that offensive line. And so to pick like a cupcake when you got a steak buffet in front of you just does not seem like a good move for the Raiders, and I think that's gonna not go very well whatsoever for them. So then, last piece of good news we're getting before Monday Night Football tomorrow is that our injury report really is looking phenomenal. It's incredible to me that the money that the Walton Penner ownership group put into player health is really coming and paying us back in a lot of huge ways, and just seeing that every single person who was on the injury report early in the week is a full participant. We're going to have Evan Ingram back. That is going to be a crucial addition to this offense. The one discouraging thing is Marvin Mims popped up on the injury report with a hip injury. We do remember before the Titans game, he also popped up on the injury report and then ended up being, a full participant in that Titans game. So I'm hoping it's somewhat similar to that exact situation. And then on the other side of the ball, we know Noah Fant was coming back to Denver. He has now been ruled out. I think the Broncos struggle right now at an inside linebacker at stopping tight ends. We saw that as we tried to stop Tyler Warren in the Indianapolis Colts, and so it's a great thing that he's out. And then also, Shamar Stewart is the key to them stopping the run game. And so for him being out of this game, it's just the Broncos are going to have a phenomenal game, because we're looking at, like, would you rather have Bo Nix or obviously like the backup quarterback to Joe Burrow? Absolutely. No one even knows his name. I just totally blanked on it. And then you're looking here that they're averaging 49 yards running the ball per game. Like, they average 0.3 yards per rush in that game against the Vikings. The Broncos are going to run away with this. We're going to be a game and a half behind for the division. We are back in the position that we thought we were going to be. If we'd have looked at our schedule early on in the season and said we're going to be in this place after this win against the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football, I think we all would have been happy with that, right? So then we go to the Eagles and we move on from there. But Broncos Country, it is not time to jump off this bandwagon. We're going to be back in polling position tomorrow. We're going to be doing a live watch along here. So if you are around, hop onto YouTube. I will be there. And Broncos Country, we got so much to believe in. I have been battling a fever like these 2 days, so that's why I missed that shot.